everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're back. We're doing a best of 3 Strixhaven draft, and it's my second one I've ever done. So, all right, Grape Shot is I should know what these cards are called. The cards from other set that are included in the set. These cards are amazing. They're making this format really kind of cool, so it's cool to see this. This is a Storm card, so probably a little difficult to get going, but classic Storm card. Otherwise, our rare is just a dual land. Probably not going to take that. Detention Vortex is a cool card, but it's more for like an Omega aggro deck, I would say. Overgrown Arch, gain a life each turn, or you can learn off of it. Kind of a cool card. Good blocker. Then we got Dual Color, but it's a flyer, and it gets bigger when other flyers die. I like that. Pigment Storm, underrated a little bit in the beginning. I think I like it more now. What am I looking at here? I might just take the dual card. It is 2 colors right away, but it's a cheap flyer that's efficient with upside for if you get more flyers. I don't know. We got Duress here as, what does this do? So you can, this one's a tough one to play, but it lets you find random cards, but then you have to discard cards at random. A lot of randomness going on. This is a lesson. What do we have straight up in black and white? So we have Spirit Summoning, which is a lesson, which technically can also play with this. Do we have a flyer that we can play? I don't think so, right? Pilgrim of the Ages. Search your library for planes, put it in your hand. That's cool. And you can return it from your graveyard to your hand. Maybe we just want the Mage Hunter's Onslaught. Deals with any creature or planeswalker. So, certainly playable removal. This one probably wheels anyway. Seems like a fine card, though, if you have enough little dudes to support it, but I'm okay taking the Onslaught here. Get some removal with potential upside too. The block clause on that is actually kind of cool. There's times where I'm sure this can just win the game as well. So let's take the Mage Hunter's Onslaught. And all right, closing statement, more good removal. Costs less if you cast it during your instep, but obviously an amazing combat trick otherwise. Buff a creature, kill another one. Really good. Snakeskin Veil. I promise. I'll figure out what the name of this is. These types of cards. Time Shifted, probably. Is that what it is? Just Time Shifted or something. So Pledge Mage, 3 mana, 3/1, and it gains flying or lifelink when this is a sweet card. That's a really good card. I still think I want the closing statement if I'm gonna. This is a good lesson. Really good lesson. You get 2 pests. I think the Pledge Mage is good. Cram Session, playable, not great. Rise of Extus, also playable, a little bit expensive, but potentially can find your lessons, which is good. I probably just go closing statement. It's tough to go wrong with instant speed removal that potentially built in 2 for 1 if you have 5 mana. Show of Confidence. When you cast a spell, copy it for each instant sorcery spell you've cast this turn. So, not amazing. I have played against this one already. I do like it. 2 mana, 2/2. It's got lifelink on your turn, so good. This is a flyer that can make creatures fly, so would have good synergy with the Laureate. But I probably just want the Fanatic. I mean, I guess I could take another flyer. Two with lifelink seems much better than 1/2 flyer with exile upside, but I'm not sure. I kind of feel like the Fanatic might be a little bit better for us. I really don't know, though. Maybe synergy speaking, I should just take the Spirit. 2/2 body typically just much better than 1/2. But maybe we try it out. Maybe Stonerise Spirit better than I'm giving it credit for. We'll give it a try. I do know that Fanatic is good, though. All right, Inkling Summoning, good lesson. Gives you a 2/1 flyer. I like it more than the Spirit. Essence Infusion, sort of one-time sorcery buff, good for Magecraft. Archway Commons lets you splash. That's pretty sweet. Probably want the Summoning. If we get some Learn cards, we're going to be pretty happy to have it. Just basically, you play a Learn card, you get a free new spell that gives you a 2/1 flyer. It's pretty awesome. I'm not sure what an Inkling creature is. It must be a brand new creature type. So there's another Spirit in here. Heated Debate. I should read some of these. This is a great removal spell. Instant speed, can't be countered. Very good. The Mentor. It's a Spirit. Lets you scry, good card. And yeah, commons, definitely good too. But let's take the summoning for now. The lesson gives you an invasive creature. So you take the campus. I actually like this shield mage. Ward, which is good. It's evasive, which is good. So it has synergy with the laureate. Yeah, I think it's good. The word is pretty strong. I like that mechanic. Got a Wrangler. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery, put a counter on a creature you control. That's a cool card. Definitely good. Yeah, definitely good. It makes for some nasty combat tricks, I'm sure. Blood Age General is interesting. If you can get the Spirit deck going, this is a cool common. Especially if you just get a boatload of them. Effigy, I think, is cool. The Historian is good. Battleseer is good. A lot of good cards in there, but happy to cut cards in our colors here. So we can take the campus now. This is a pretty awesome combat trick, I think. The fact that it gives hexproof is pretty big deal. So not only can you beat harder with it, but you can also protect your guys. Or we could just take the campus and make our mana better. I mean, both are pretty good. This doesn't take up a slot in the deck. This does, which makes me just want to take the campus. It's tough to go wrong with just a for sure card that's going to make the deck that makes your mana better. I think this Expanded Anatomy is a good card. I mean, there's nothing else here for us either, but this is a good lesson to search up. We don't have any actual learn cards yet, so they're not going to be so good if we don't get learn, but there we can take learn here. Vortex, more of just a strict, I think, beatdown card, but I'm fine taking the study break here. It's a cool little tempo thing. Lock down 2 your things, dig up like an anatomy or like this effect alone, just tap 2 creatures. Really not that impressive on the surface, but digging up things out of your toolkit is pretty good, so we'll take it. All right, we can take the Elocution now, or we can take Spirit Summoning. Probably want more lessons. I don't know how I feel about... I think this card is okay. I just don't love it. And we already have, like, Expanded Anatomy. I think Make Your Mark is actually kind of a cool card. Basically turns a removal spell into a 3/2. Can also possibly trade with better things, but yeah, I agree. I think I'd rather have the lesson. I mean, we need some actual learn cards besides the one. We can take Cram Session. It's not a learn card I want to play, but it's the only one that's on color with what we've got right now, so we'll probably just take it. So, can't really play any of these cards. Probably take the worst one, which is maybe Reject or Tangle Trap. They're both kind of sideboard cards. So, Pledge Mage, I do like, but I don't think it's going to happen. Can take the Mentor. It's possible. Not very likely would splash for it, but... Looking like red might be open. But I think we're far enough down this path. Wow, it's a cool card. Just draw a billion. Wow, just straight counterspell? That's insane. That is insane. This is a cool card too. I actually like this. It's a discard effect plus put a +1/+1 counter. I really like that actually. But we probably just go Laureate. I mean, they are insane together. So if you're going to go hard on this archetype, I think you just get this and like a billion flyers and you're in pretty good shape at that point. So, but yeah, straight counterspell. That's crazy. This format is going to be nuts. I can tell already. This format is going to be absolutely crazy. Faithless Looting. Defend the Campus. That's a cool card. Buff or kill something. Guiding Voice. You know, this kind of like Study Break. The first half of the effect is really not worth it. Probably just want this Spectre of the Fens. This card seems really good. Or another Mage Hunter's Onslaught. Wow. More removal. This one does seem like a really big game changer. How many creatures? We only have 4 creatures. So we need 11 more creatures. I mean, I guess this counts as a creature, but it's going to be in our sideboard. With 2 Laureates, I feel like we probably want the Spectre. Because I feel like this card can just really... Man, or it's tough. This card just seems really, really strong to me, though. This card can single-handedly win the game when you have the mana and you're not busy doing anything else. I might be wrong, but I have a really good feeling about that card. Oh, this is a sweet card. This is a good flyer. +1/+0 and Vigilance. Could take another Onslaught. Pass the first one. Because this gives it self-vigilance too. I mean, these are good flyers. It's not like we're lacking in removal. We have Closing Statement. We have Mage Hunter's Onslaught. This is probably sideboard. This is probably sideboard. If we don't get enough lessons, I could see maybe. Or learn cards, we might. All right. I'll take one more Onslaught, and then I got to go like pure flyers after that. Wow, Mythic. Buffs your spirits. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, exile it. If you do create a token that's a copy of that creature, that's cool. Could just take the Poet. Gets flying. This is a cool first strike card too. This is a good instant speed spell. But we probably just take the Poet. 2-drop, which we're lacking, has flying on attack, so might still be relevant for Laureate, potentially. They have to have a blocker for it, but whatever. More flyers the better currently, I would say. All right. Flunk. Well, this is an interesting card. It's a removal. They get -X where it's X7 minus the number of cards in that. So say they have 5 cards in hand. It's 2 mana for a -2/-2. I mean, it's pretty good removal. Pretty tempted to just take another Spectre. The thing about Spectre is they don't exactly work great in multiples because you can still only use it basically once a turn. But it's one of those cards I really feel like just single-handedly kind of flips a game. Like, that's a big life total swing. Maybe we try out Flunk, though. See if it's good removal. It's a weird card because you can only situationally use it, which I don't love. And we do need some more creatures. You can take the Lash of Malice. It's certainly playable removal, and you can buff in a pinch with it. I think Professor's Warning is good too, but the dual purpose of Lash of Malice is pretty sweet. Infuriate is good. Tend the Pests. Just make a bunch of... I think this card is actually very playable. I think it's cool. In response to your removal, sack it, make a bunch of pests. It's pretty cool. Another Spirit Lords. A lot of Spirit Lords in this format, which is cool. I think the Spirit deck looks high potential. Pledge Mage, I think, is actually a good card. It's got first strike. So we can take the Ageless Guardian. It gives us a land blocker. We can take another Lash of Malice. Unwilling Ingredient. Not actually a bad card. It's got Menace. But I suppose we probably just take Lash of Malice number 2. Get some cheap removal. We're not really doing it in the learn department right now. I think Zephyr Boots is good. The problem is basically all of our things fly already. So it's a little less relevant for us, but there's nothing else here, so at least for us that I can think of. A lot of red. Star Pupil. Well, this card's fine, or we can take the Campus. I mean, we only have like... We have very few creatures right now. I think this card's fine, actually. This card is really good. Splash for Excavation. I mean, this... You could splash this card, I guess. Yeah, I could see maybe splashing that if we had the mana for it. Essence Infusion... Elocution. We don't really have the creatures to support either of these. The Stormkiln Artist is a sweet card. Yeah, I'm going to take it in case we can splash it. I just don't see us playing those other cards. Professor's Warning, fine combat trick. I think Elocution, like I said, fine card, but I don't know if it's going to make it. Wow, that's a late Spectre. It's surprising because it's a good card. All right. Red is definitely open, but channel. Wow. Yeah, channel. Oh man, we got Blot Out the Sky. Well, you're going to open any mythic. That's a pretty crazy one to open. So yeah, it just spits out a bunch of flyers in a deck that's got 2 laureates. Like, this card is going to be nuts. Yeah, that card is pretty crazy. What are we hoping to wheel here? I think this Pilgrim is a cool card. Just gets you a land, and it comes back too. It's a good card. Very good common. More likely to get the Silver Quill Campus back, but yeah, taking Blot Out the Sky. No questions asked. We can read some other stuff. Played against this 3-mana 3/2, gain some life. It comes in. Wait, what's this do? Whenever an opponent casts an instant or sorcery, they may pay 2. If they don't, you may copy that spell. This card seems really good, actually. And then the other half is each player looks at top 5 and reveal a land or instant or sorcery. They put the cards in their hand, and the rest, each player gains 3 life. Probably doing the Wandering Archaic, but seems worth it to me. This is a fine hand disruption card. Another Lash of Malice in here, another Inkling Summon. I don't think we got any of the Learn stuff. Maybe we'll get the Shield Mage back, but I'm going to take this Archaic. I've got a good feeling about this card. Like, they just have to pay extra on instants or sorceries, or else you just copy it? That's really, really strong. Defiant Strike. We can take the Fanatic now. I mean, we still definitely need some creatures, so we can take Fanatic. Get a Lifelinker, 2-drop. Lifelink on our turn, of course, but still worth it. Still need some more creatures. Revitalize. Can take the Pilgrim now. Can take the Inkling Summoning, though. Probably would rather have the Flyer, I think. And they're both good. The fact that this finds lands might just make it better than Summoning, actually. And it comes back. It's probably more upside to that than the Summoning. As much as I want Flyers with double Laureate. The more lands, the better, I think. Another Pilgrim. Kind of okay with it. Don't like Divine Gambit. We didn't really get any Learn stuff, so I don't think... It's a cool card, too. 6-drop, 4/2 flyer, and enters, get something back from your graveyard to your hand. Pretty good. This is Fractal related. I played the study, I liked it. I have a good feeling about these Pilgrim of the Ages, so I'm just going to take them. Owlin Shield Mage, another one. We'll take it. Or we could take the Spectre. And this is more expensive, but you get the extra power without having to pay the mana. We already have 2 Spectres, so maybe taking the Shield Mage now is good. The Ward is pretty sweet. So we can take the... Well, we could probably... Expel... This definitely looks like a good Expel deck. Yeah, and we have enough creatures now. I think we're fine, but... Expel, usually not a card I love, but when you're like all evasion getting in there, I think it's actually really good. I think we're probably off Cram Session. I might... I'll have to see if we're even playing any lessons. I think we might just be off the lesson plan in general. Well, I can do Rise of Extus. Because we have, technically, with Inkling Summonings... as much as I want to take the Defiance, it's really, do we want the... This makes a Pest and Learns too. That's pretty good. Good options here. I think I will take that. I don't actually know if that's what I want, but... I kind of want to try it out at least. It's basically, it's Exile too, right? Or is it? Yeah, it's Exile. That's cool. Guess we'll take the letter that I don't think we're playing. Could take the Remorse. I don't really need the Essence Infusion. I don't think we have space. All right, whatever. Sideboard card. Can take the Dissector. I don't think it's a great card. Probably not doing the Elocution, I don't think. I don't really think Secret Rendezvous is all that good. Like, giving your opponent draw cards is not exactly what I want either. Maybe warning out a sideboard. All right. So it's a cool deck. We got a lot of flyers. We have some good removal to try out. So 14, it's really 15 creatures if you include summoning in the deck. Might not have to, actually, blot out the sky's a creature, so yeah, we have plenty. Have to make some cuts here. I have a lot of flyers already, which makes the Zephyr boots worse, I think. Most of my things already fly. I could see cutting boots. I could see cutting I don't actually love Stonerise Spirit in here either, but maybe we don't need the warning. What actual lessons do we have out of sideboard? We have Expanded Anatomy, which is actually a pretty good one to search up, and we have Spirit Summoning. So we actually have some decent ones to find for like Rise of Extus, if maybe that's my only one. So maybe we do cut the study break. So we got plenty of removal in here. A lot of 4-drops. Oh, we're not doing the Elocution, I don't think. Definitely doing Closing Statement. I feel like we probably cut the Professor's Warning. There's some good cards in here I want to protect, but it just feels like with the sheer quantity of removal we have, because we have 2 Lash, we've got Flunk, we have Expel, we've got 2 Onslaught, we have Closing Statement. I mean, we ended up with just boatloads of removal and still have 15 creatures with the Blot Out the Sky. So this is a sweet deck. Looks like a lot of fun. More black than white. And technically we don't have any double white. So I could, if I really wanted, I could run the extra black because we need double black for Onslaught. I could. We have 9/9 right now though. I think I'm okay with 9/9 actually. With just 2 cards that are double black, we don't need to shift the mana base any more than that. We need both colors for this too, so all right, it's a cool deck. I think it looks good. We got enough goodies in here. 2 Pilgrim of the Ages is cool too. So all right. I guess that Pilgrim actually is a decent argument to run the extra swamp because it always finds a plains. That's cool. We could. I'm just going to hope that it doesn't come up because 9/9 is just a good mana base to work with for a 2-color deck. So I don't think Dissector is that great of a card in general. Could be a decent argument to just run the Summoning. But then what am I learning into? Anatomy and Summoning? Maybe that's better. Because I don't really like Dissector in general. Maybe we cut the Dissector and run the Summoning main deck. Not that Summoning is amazing here, but the fact that it has flying with 2 Laureates, it could be good. Easy to cast. Still plenty of good stuff to find with our learn cards. Okay. All right. I'm happy. We'll run it like this. We'll see you round 1. Ooh, new background. Look, we're inside of a library. That's cool. It's a keep. Got our 2 drops here. Yeah. It's a good hand. We have ways to give +1/+1 counters as well, which is nice. So we'll do turn 2. I think we'll do the Poet. Because if they have something I can fly over top of, I'd like to do that. Like, I'm giving up on some potential life gain by doing it this way. Oh, that's not a Laureate. Whoops. I think I still do Poet. I don't know if it's right. We'll find out. So I missed out on a little bit of life gain. Not a huge deal. So we'll play the Fanatic. For 3 and decline. And then we can do Onslaught. or whatever they play. And then we can do Shield Mage or Closing Statement. I think we'll do Closing Statement, and I think we're actually going to buff the Poet. The Evasion to me makes more sense, despite having both a Lifelinker and Growth Spiral. A Lifelinker and a card that rewards you for having +1/+1 counters. I still think this is better. Alright, well, stole game one. Opponent looks like doing a big rampy thing, which is probably good for us because we have good hard removal. They might not have just drawn any of their cheap stuff, but honestly, I could see the argument for doing like Agonizing Remorse. I feel like Hand Disruption is going to be brutal against a rampy deck, because they're running Growth Spiral and Field Trip and then some big fat fatties. So if you just let them do their ramp and just take out their actual things they're ramping into, it's pretty huge. I think we'll do the Remorse over one Lash of Malice, just because if I'm right and they don't have a lot of like cheap blockers. Did we not exile anything that game? No, we only dealt with a couple dudes, so... Anything else? I mean, we could tap things. Study Break, tap things, find an Expanded Anatomy. Not bad. I think we'll run it back like this. Oh, that's a good hand. So Flyer, Hand Disruption, into another Flyer. Alright, well, the good news is we can fly right over top of that. And I guess I can technically expel it as well, if I really want. Uh-oh. Shield Mage. Okay. Well, guess we can Remorse first. See what we're dealing with. Oh, geez. Copy a creature spell you control. Well, let's get rid of the... Geez, Symmetrist, too. Symmetrist is going to be nuts against us. A lot of good cards here. I think we take out the Reach creature, though. Especially since they can play it next turn. Yeah. We probably just deal with that. I guess we still... Well, let's see. I probably can't, actually. It doesn't seem like a very winnable race if I do it that way. No. Because I have to pay 2 to get in. They can gain a life, then they can swing back for 3, so I don't love that. It probably means I trade off with the Biomathematician, which I'm not in love with, but... Well, the Spectre kind of keeps stuff back. Not bad. So are they going to get their Mercurial transformation? Not too intimidated by that. Maybe I should be. They're going to deal a lot of damage this turn. Getting in for 11. But I mean, we're not dead. They hopefully don't have too many cards left. That was a good draw. We're going to just exile. Actually, I guess we play this first and then leave up Expel for when they attack. So now they can double the counters. So at least we can double block and then Expel. That's not bad. Oh, geez. So we probably have to Expel here. Let's see. Could I afford to take 4? It's going to be bigger next turn, so I probably need to chump then. So then I can chump and at least buff something. This is tough. I wish I had even more mana. So I could do the Shadewing Laureate, but we might need the Shield Mage to double block. I think we just play Shield Mage. So they can double the counters on the big thing and make it a 6/6. Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in. I guess we double block here and chump here to not die. So they have 2, they can do -5, -5. Well, let's do the Laureate. I guess we leave up Flunk. Who knows, maybe they pre-combat some stuff? So right now it's only -4, -4. So if they double the counters on it, turns into a 10/10? Jeez. That's pretty strong. Alright, that's cool. Some good value spells. Well, guess we better chill, otherwise I just die to a instant or sorcery there. Alright, they got us pretty good there. They have a lot of draw card. Does that make the Agonizing Remorse worst? Or worse, rather? I don't know. I mean, kind of just killed us with the rare creature, right? Where is it now? Is it exiled or something? Forgot that it exiles. Yeah, they got us with the rare, basically. Symmetrus is going to be a big deal, too. But the fact that, yeah, we probably need to bring back in the Lash of Malice, I think. So we'll bring that back in. Flunk was actually just fine there, I thought. I mean, I could cut the star pupil. It does bring our creature count down, which I don't love. But we're at 15 right now. We probably can go to 14. I mean, star pupil's not insane in this deck by any stretch. Anyway, maybe if they had more X1s, it would be better, but... all right. I mean, most of our guys fly, which is good against them. They do have that reach creature, but we have a lot of spot removal too. It's tough. They have a lot of card advantage, so we kind of need to beat down really fast. Which we can technically do, it's just... we'll see. So hopefully we don't need Lash of Malice on turn 1. I doubt we do. We get to go Poet into Pilgrim, which is pretty good, actually. This is where Pilgrim kind of shines. Fine, gets you a 2-1 and nets you a land, and potentially if you're getting flooded, you can get it back. I looked it up, and it's called the Mystical Archive, is what these non-standard cards that are in the format are. Honestly, I think it'll make for a pretty spicy, constantly changing limited environment, so it's probably cool. We'll find out. Maybe I won't like it. Hopefully they just play a turn 2 rare dude that gets bigger and I can just kill it right away. That would be ideal. Not have to deal with that card anymore. That card's really good. What's this do? Lets you ramp and draw cards and stuff. I think it's worth killing that. Although... I mean, they played it at kind of the perfect time because they can ramp right away. Yeah. Alright. Means I'm not going to get to do a Pilgrim this turn, unfortunately, but... what can you do? Yeah, that's cool. So, best use of mana is the Pilgrim of the Ages, I guess. Do a little deck thinning. Symmetrist. Unfortunately, that one's really good. So, we're going to have to find one of our other removal spells to get out of this mess. But we do have quite a few, so it's doable. All right, we got a 4/4 down there. Attacking, really? This thing's got reach. I mean, I get that I got 2-for-1 sort of, but that seems way worth it to me. All right, we'll do the Laureate. Do the Fanatic. And this doesn't have reach, right? No, okay. I don't know why they did that. Maybe they forgot it had reach? I'm not sure. Ah, now it makes sense. Hmm. Ooh, that was a good draw. Real good draw. So now we can go this, get another planes. Fanatic. Flash for 5. Then we can kill the Symmetrist and put a counter on probably Shield Mage. I'm guessing. Guess I could have blocked with Pilgrim there, but we'll see. Alright, so we go Statement and put the counter on. Might actually be, well, I don't want to do the Fanatic. No, I don't think I want to do the Fanatic, so we'll kill that. We're going to buff our Shield Mage. Let's see, 4, 6, 8. I mean, we threaten lethal, so they have to block at least one thing. I think I just keep the Pilgrim back. Just in case. I don't mind blocking with Pilgrim, so it's fine to me. I think it's an easy block for them otherwise. Their deck is sweet. Wow. Well, we got there. Pretty fortunate there. I feel like the attack with Symmetrist was a little bit greedy on their part. They knew we had a lot of removal, though, and they had a way to get it back. But if they had just chilled on it, I mean, I feel like their late game, way better than our late game, just because they had so much draw card value stuff. To me, it would have just made more sense to... Yeah, this card is so sweet. They had more value than us. I think if it was in their best interest to just hold back and chill and not try and race us. But they did, and it cost them pretty dearly, I think. So, all right, we'll see you in round 2. All right, round 2, we'll play first. 2 black mana. Man, I want to keep this, but we have all white cards other than a 4-drop removal. The Pilgrim would make this so much better, too, but... Like, if I had a white mana with the Pilgrim, I'd feel much better, but it just seems too dangerous. Oof, I don't like this much either. I don't know if I want to go to 5, though. I think we will. Alright. Alright, fine. I think we actually dumped 2 white. Six landers, not the best. Or 5 landers, I guess, after you mull. Uh-oh. Oh, that was a good draw. Oh, kept a 1-lander? And here I am concerned about mulling to 5. No, I still think they're in a better position than we are. Usually when you have a grip full of spells, you're in better shape. Well, we got a couple removal they got to get through now. I guess that's good for me. Jeez. Well, I guess the good news is I'll be able to get through the first few creatures once they draw a land. Oh, guess I don't really care about a pest too much. So I'll just lash one. Uh-oh. We flunked. Well, I guess got some removal. That's the good news. It's a lot of letters of acceptance. Ah, well, poet's fine. I guess that one has flying, so it technically makes more sense to kill that one. It's a lot of letters of acceptance. It does fix for any color. It's pretty good. Oh, geez. It's a weird game. We mulled a 5, our opponent kept it 7 with a 1-lander. And, like, still didn't have a play last turn, which is kind of crazy. It doesn't have a play this turn? So they just have 3 removal spells in hand like we do. Is that about right? I guess so. I feel like that hurt them more than it hurt me. How do they... They have 4 removal spells in hand. There's no other way. Am I supposed to be sandbagging lands? I mean, at this point I can cast 2 4-drop removal spells, so... What? I was going to say, if they lash it, at least I can closing statement on a pest. Not good, but it gets rid of the lash and I keep my Laureate, which is good, and it buffs it. They've already used 2 lash like us, though. Oh, they found a learn card. Uh-oh. What are they getting? Necrotic Fumes. That's a great one. Oh, you have to exile a creature you control. Alright. Well, I can't protect it, so I guess we let it get exiled. Hey, we have our mythic somewhere in here, don't we? Yeah, we do. I can afford to take 1. I'd prefer to use my lash on better targets. Well, that's a good draw. At least I can start scrying and dig for our mythic. I really don't want to lash a pest. Doesn't seem that great for me. That's a good draw. Oh. Double digging. Double dipping over here. I think I'll take it. I mean, I could... I'm just so far ahead, I think I'll just take it. Because I don't know enough cards in this format yet to, like, not take it. Oops, I forgot to scry there. Whoopsie. I guess I don't even need to do it. You can do it whenever you want. Bookworm. Gain 3 into your library, third from the top. Can I exile it? Destroy, destroy. I don't have any exiles. All right. So I've got 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. 6. Well, I'm just going to drain. Ooh, another Spectre, huh? Doesn't have reach or anything, right? No. All right. Oh, could have done this plus the closing statement. That's okay. I think we'll just kill this. They can pay the 3 to put it third from the top. But then they can't scry. Oh, geez. All right. That's way good. Well, guess I... I can still put it third from the top here. Oh, wow. Nice. Nobody expects the second one. Whoops. They'd rather keep the pest? It's a weird game. It's been a very weird game. So they can sack that to make that indestructible. That seems pretty good. So I guess we... I gotta flunk the Glyph Weaver on their turn. So I can block this, give it -5. They can sack the Glyph Weaver. And make it indestructible, but then I can lash it too, which is actually kind of good. Okay. What's this do? -3, -1. Get 2. Oh yeah, Witherbloom command. Command is good. Well, they're buffing that. Okay. So we'll kill this. And then we can onslaught the Wrangler. Let's get exiled too? I forgot. Flunk is so good. Wait, why did it get exiled? Oh, it's not. It's just second graveyard. I'm like, exile? I do have some removal that exiles, don't I? Somewhere? I don't know where it is. Oh, that's sweet. I'd say their late game's a little better than ours. Jeez. They kept a one-lander with this deck? I think that's the craziest part about this game is my opponent keeping a one-lander with this deck. That's just the most insane thing I've ever heard. So I don't have counter spells. They have a lot of removal. So I can bring in the thing that protects my guy against removal, but it works against their onslaught. It works against... It doesn't work against Flunk. It does work against that Necrotic Fiend. No, it's Exile too, huh? Jeez. Well, it doesn't really work so well against their removal, so I don't know if I want to do that. Oh, Agonizing Remorse. Probably do that. Is Lash of Malice actually good against them? They have a lot of little germ dudes, but they do have Leech Fanatic. They've got the Scurrid Colony. I think I still want to keep my removal around. Expel. That's my exile. So that's at least good against their 7/7. So they can't get it back. Probably dump the Pupil again. Not worth it. This exiles too. So we do have multiple exile. That's good. We were also just like a blot out the sky away from winning that game still, which is kind of crazy. So we have Agonizing Remorse to get rid of big explosive spells on their end. I think that's all we really got. I could do Professor's Warning, but they have a lot of neg X stuff. So that's going to be a lot worse against that kind of removal. Yeah, I don't love this. Basically need black mana in order to play stuff. I think we got them all. I want both colors. The problem is our deck doesn't do super good if we don't have both colors, so I'll keep this. I'll probably ditch the Lash of Malice, I'm thinking. I still want that Wandering Archaic. I feel like that card has high upside potential, especially with the spells we saw them cast. Well, if I was going to draw anything, a spell I can play is a pretty good one. I really don't want to do Explore the Vast Lands if I don't have to. Oh, that's too bad. Well, better that than my Laureate, actually, but who knows, maybe they have both. That's a good one. So I only have 4 mana. I still could do Explore the Vast Lands, but it helps them too much, I feel like. So I'd much rather have the Archaic. So I guess we just get in with Laureate. I mean, the good news is if they have the 7/7, I can exile it with Expel. So it's like, at the very least, I can deal with the 7/7. And they're cashing out Letters of Acceptance, so I don't know if they don't have it or what. They have a second black, so they can do the fumes here. Are they just doing it right now? Okay. Fair enough. Can't protect it. Product fumes is a pretty sweet lesson. Alright, let's do Archaic. It's bigger than the Shield Mage, and if they have removal, I mean, the longer maybe it's not good as good on an empty board. It is bigger though. They didn't have to copy that, I don't think. Sure. Well, that's a good one. So what are my... There's a way to look. 0 cards in my sideboard. Doesn't seem right. So... I'd rather do this and make my guy bigger. Let's just save the exile, I guess. I guess they can bring the Wrangler back with their vitality thing, but it's okay. Turns out they didn't have it. That's good. So I can... If I'd done Rise of Extus... What am I digging up with red? I can get the 3/2. Might as well. Does it exile at least? It does. Okay, that's good. Guess we'll get rid of Harness Infinity. Don't want them getting that. So they have Mortality Spear, which is going to be able to deal with our stuff. But we have 2 exile spells, which I like for dealing with their 7/7 guy at some point. Alright, we can play the summoning. It's totally fine. They want to use a Mortality Spear on a 2/1. I'm alright with that. Oh, they had the Lash of Malice there. Fair enough. We still have our Mythic card somewhere in here. And as long as I can Rise of X to something, we're kind of okay. They're not scrying? Why? Maybe they forgot. Ooh, they have an Inkling summoning of their own. Well, I guess two can play at that Lash of Malice game here, huh? Alright. Just a grip full of removal. Scurrid Colony. So I can flunk that. I can exile it as well. I probably exile it because I've got, what, 5, 6, 7 mana, so I can get a spirit, so I can at least get a creature. The exile is pretty important for dealing with the... I mean, this exile's 2. Kind of goes... It could go either way on that. Wait! What the... Wait. Oh, I was like, what did I just exile? I didn't even realize it had that as part of it. So what was I supposed to get rid of? I guess it doesn't matter. Did not do what I expected it to do, though. But that's alright. Oh, there we go. So, blot out the sky. 8 mana. It doesn't destroy my... I gotta read blot out the sky rules text here. This is not when you want to screw it. It doesn't destroy my tokens, right? That wouldn't make sense. It just makes the tokens and then no rules text on it. Well, I assume it doesn't, because it does it... I mean, I suppose we have to find out some way here. Alright, cool. I was going to say that the card's not very good if it does it any other way. Alright. Yeah, they got a sweet deck. Very sweet deck. But, I mean, I think this is all we can do. We're doing it the right way here. We have a lot of flyers, which is good. We have a lot of removal. They just have some super high value spells like Harness Infinity. But I mean, we have Blot Out the Sky, which is a dirty card too. So both of our decks have dirty cards. I have more evasion than them. I think their overall card power level is higher than ours, but we have like edge them out, you know, evasion stuff on top of good removal. So that's nice. All right, well, this is a keep. We can do a Pilgrim and into a Spectre, maybe. We can do the summoning into the Spectre in case they don't have the Lash. Might not be a bad idea. Oh, that was a good draw. Shield Mage, good. Alright, let's get in with the Fanatic. Yeah, I mean, they ended up with pretty decent value there, but we can do a summoning of our own, not bad. Get a flyer, play the Spectre if they have removal. They have the reach, dude. Alright. Fair enough. I still think we'll get in. And we'll do the Spectre. Next turn we can do the Shield Mage. Then we can play Pilgrim. Set up for a Rise of Extus. Not bad. So we'll take it. I'm thinking it's like a... I don't know what it is. The one that brings it back, maybe? I'm not sure. So they can play the big thing if they have a land, but then we can Rise of Extus it, which is pretty sweet. The Shield Mage is not super easy to deal with either. The set, well, that card's sweet. Well, whenever you gain life, you may pay 1. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control, and those creatures gain trample. I kind of want to just exile Scurrid Colony, to be honest, and just bash for 7. Because then they're just dead next turn unless they can take care of some dudes pretty quick. Because otherwise they can trade their colony for the... I don't know. It's kind of tough. The set's clearly better, but this is their only reach creature. They don't gain lifelink, right? Just trample? Alright. I'm gonna deal with their reach creature. And I guess we'll get rid of the thing that makes flyers. I don't know. Expanded Anatomy. Yeah, it's probably better. So now we can... I mean, we can do it a few ways. They have to kill at least one of our flyers. And even if they do, we have the Expanded Anatomy. So I feel as though they're in reasonably big trouble here, especially if they're cashing stuff out. Wow, sweet. Well, we got there. Let's see in round 3. Well... I think we actually keep this. Even though we don't have white mana, I can play the Fanatic into summoning, even if I... Well, I happen to rip a white mana anyway, but even if I didn't, at least... Even if I rip any land, I can still play Fanatic into summoning, which seems pretty good. Certainly not bad. Spellbinder, what's this thing do? Can exile, and then as for long as that card remains exiled, its owner may play it, but I have to cast it for 2 more. It's a sweet card. I really like this. It's got flying, too. Is it for long as you can control Spellbinder? Or as long as that card remains exiled? Wow. That's actually really strong. So they don't know about the plane, so I better not play that one. So they exiled Onslaught, which is kind of a weird choice. Not that it's necessarily the wrong choice, it's just a little bit of a weird choice. Just because I might pick the 3-drop. It would have been earlier Disruption, I guess, if they'd picked something else. Pillar Drop Warden. Unfortunately, the Warden is quite good against us. So they can double block my Fanatic with Spirit plus Pillar Drop Warden. I mean, Fnatic for Stonerise Spirit is not the worst. I'd get a flyer off the board that can block my Fnatic. It's still a card for a card. Honestly, it might just be worth it. It's not like Fnatic's good defensively. I'm kind of okay with this trade. We're getting rid of something that can trade with my Inkling and randomly can make things fly. And as soon as they play like a 2-3, my Fnatic can't do anything. And it won't gain me life anymore defensively either, so this seems okay to me. Pillar Drop Warden, unfortunately good against our deck's plan. Wow, you can sack a land too. That's really good. Star Pupil. Uh-oh, I forgot I still had that. Uh-oh. Probably need to sideboard out of that. I don't know why the Pupil's in here. I guess it's randomly good against some, like, Omega Aggro X1 decks. It can't be terrible against them. What's the Mentor do again? Oh, when it... Oh, Blot Out the Sky. Well, I could make a couple... That probably seems like something that wins me the game later, so... For now, I'm just going to hang out. So they can get back their Lower Hold command with Pillar Drop Warden? Jeez. That's good. That's real good. So I can exile the Mentor. I probably do. Alright. Campus. I mean, the longer we wait, the better Blot Out the Sky is going to be. I still have Hunter's Onslaught for the Warden at some point if they tap out. They at least have to be conscious of that. Otherwise, they're not going to get their command back. So, yeah, they're leaving it up wisely. I think we'll just do the Shield Mage. We'll just keep playing some creatures. Blot Out the Sky. I mean, the longer I wait, the more insane Blot Out the Sky is. It also is just going to randomly, like, board wipe at some point, so... Maybe they'll tap out. They have to just leave up 2. Otherwise, we can get their Warden real good. I mean, I can do Blot Out the Sky to get 4 dudes, but we're like 2 dudes away now from... just blowing up the board. It's way too good to pass up on, I think. Rip Apart. It's a pretty good one. Alright. We just chill. One more land and we can just blow up the board. Seems very good to me. Especially the more cards they play too. I think even the Star Pupil trigger will hit my Blot Out the Sky. I might be wrong. And the more spells they're using, the better shape we're in. Yeah, what all can this do? You can buff them and make them indestructible. Laureate. Well, let's just do this on this. Still just a land away from blot out this guy. Alright. They busted the command. And they got a spirit. We're still okay. I think I actually take it. This finds us a land we need, so I'm fine with that. Now we just chill. Oh. Oh, really? What do you do? It's pretty awesome. Sure. Guess I could have attacked first. Wait, what? Oh, it's non-creature, non-land. I see. That makes more sense. I was going to be like, yeah, it wipes the board. So it blows up some pretty relevant things. I still think it was probably a good idea to cast that. I mean, they're going to get another free spell here and bash us for 5, but we're also... They missed. We're also getting in for a boatload of damage. What's this do? Oh, well, I probably just want to kill it. So let's do this. Kill this thing. Buff one of my... Could actually buff the Pilgrim, huh? And then I could lash this. So it can gain flying. Could also just patiently wait. I mean, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Do I want to deal 12? If I get in for 10, they go to 8. I have 2 blockers. This is probably fine. And then I'll pass, I'll leave up... Don't leave up Lash of Malice. I think I want to leave up Lash of Malice in case they go all in. Alright. Well, they've got some pretty sweet cards in there, too. But they're pretty aggressive as well, which makes the Agonizing Remorse slightly less sexy. But then again, they've got Lower Hold Command and Velamachus Lower Hold, which is just insane. So, yeah, it might be in my best interest to bring in the... This Remorse has done some work. Oh, yeah, I guess Star Pupil, even against the Omega aggro deck, is not so good since it's just a 1/1. It probably shouldn't be in this deck, to be honest. Probably should have just sideboarded out of it early on, but that's all right. I mean, I could do Cram Session to gain life, 2 mana, gain 4, find a 3/2 for 5 mana. Honestly, a 3/2 gain 4 for 5 is not terrible, and you can do it on turn 2. It's really not that bad. Just saying. Is there something I'd rather do that over, though? Not really. I could ditch the Rise of Extus, but it's one of the few ways I have to deal with Mr. Lorehold. Actually, I just don't think Cram Session is bad in this particular matchup, but would I do it over like an Onslaught? Probably not. Could see doing it over the Spirit. Spirit's really not doing that much here. Besides being a flyer that can't block. Yeah, I guess not. Alright, we'll do the Cram Session instead. I guess I'd rather gain 4 and have a 3-2. I guess? I don't know. It's weird. I think Blot Out the Sky is a pretty filthy card. Is what I think. Well, we found it. Turn 2 Session, turn 3, 3-2. Not bad. But honestly, I'm probably doing a turn 3 Laureate now that I think about it. Oh, well, now we're doing the Fanatic into Laureate. I probably still attack. It's not a great trade for us, but they have to pay 6 to return to their hand, which takes some time. We gain some life. We get a flyer. Not the worst. Yeah, I can exile that. That's not bad. Ooh, that was a good draw. So we get him for 2. Play the Spectre. Next turn we can do the Shield Mage. Take our medicine here. Sure. Well, still get to attack into that, which is nice, so we'll do that. The Shield Mage is kind of punishing if they have removal for it. Then I can exile the Mentor. Oh, these are spirits, huh? Well, this is a spirit too. So we'll... This is a spirit too. They got a sweet deck. They got like all the spirits. I like that. So we can attack for 2. What's the best way to do this? I mean, I can also keep their spirits at bay. I feel like it's worth our time to try and race. And the main reason is because we have Cram Session, which I think makes it a little more worth it. Not to mention Spectre of the Fence. I feel like can still flip some stuff around too. That's interesting. I'll take it. I think the Cram Session makes this worth it. Ooh, Blot Out the Sky. Well, I can make 4 dudes. That's pretty good. So they can buff 3 of their dudes with that. Make 4 dudes, we get 8 power on the board. I think we'll do this for 4. And we're actually going to pass. We kind of have to attack with everything here, understandably. So we'll just take that. I guess they don't have to attack with everything, but... Alright, that's fine. So we can attack with everything now. They have to do some tactical blocking here. So they're taking 2, 4, 6, 8. So they're not dead to the Spectre Pump, which means I probably just get a bunch of damage in. Go Pilgrim. Get another Plains. And go Cram. And probably just do the Anatomy now. This kind of looks like a spirit, I'm not going to lie. Tome Shredder looks a little bit like a... I guess it's just a white wolf, but it looks a little spiritual. Did we win the draft? Wow. Well, I guess it's my lucky day. Blot Out the Sky did all the work, though. That card is... That seems like one of those real busted mythics. I guess every set nowadays just has to have a busted mythic. So, someone mentioned in the comments they wanted me to go through packs. This is probably the best time to do it to see what our pack one, pick one would be. So let's figure it out. So pack one, pick one, we have... I don't think this Probation is a very good lesson, maybe for Constructed, I guess. Explosive Welcome seems okay, not great. 8 mana to do some damage is not great. I do like the Tome Shredder. Professor is a good card. 2 bodies on board, 4 mana, 4 power. I like this, the Professor of Zoomance. I think it's a good common. Pilgrim of the Ages I like a lot too. Good Spirit. Luminancer seems like a good beatdown card. Pack one, pick one. I feel like I might go Professor, Tomb Shredder, or Pilgrim. I need to play the format longer. Usually 3 drops better than 4 drops. So would I rather... Maybe the Pilgrim just lets you get to your late game easier. I guess I have to play more and figure it out. Alright, what else do we have? So this one... I like the Conspiracy Theorist. It's probably pack one, pick one. I got to draft it and I never got to play it, but it seems like a very good card. You attack, you pay 1, you discard, you get to draw, and when you discard, you can exile that card and still play it. So it's almost like drawing and getting to play an extra card. It's really, really good, I think. Great card. Otherwise, Pest Caller seems good. Return stuff from your graveyard to your hand. I like that. Eliminate. Obviously, good playable removal. Grinning Ignis, weird card. Maybe if you have super high-end stuff, I could see it being playable. Eureka Moment seems kind of okay. I mean, it's instant speed draw, so it's not bad. Lets you ramp potentially. The Scrylands are good. Mage Duel, buff and then fight. That's really good. Well, the Dragon's Guard Elite is awesome. Harmonize, though. 4 mana, draw 3. They're honestly both insane. I don't know what I'd like more. This is a 2-drop that just immediately starts paying off huge, though. I almost think you take the Elite over the Harmonize. 4 mana, draw 3 in green is obviously incredibly good, but the fact that this is a 2-drop that just you can just go off with this card, I feel like this actually wins more games than Harmonize, so I'd probably go Elite over Harmonize. Apprentice, look at top 3, reveal land, put it in your hand, put the rest in the bottom of your library in order. It seems awesome. 2 for 2-drop. Yeah. Pest Summoning is a great lesson. Can even main deck it. I like the Leech Fanatic. The Warden was definitely good in my opponent's command deck. Infused with Vitality is cool. This is a cool card too. I've seen this played a couple times now. Cool card. Lets you ramp and make a little creature. It's kind of good. What else we got? All right. Stone Rain. Seen it before. Tough card to play in Limited, but Dreamstrix seems insanely good. I'd probably first pick this. 3 mana, 3/2. Granted, they target it with any spell and it dies, but it's not spell and ability like the traditional illusion cards. And when it dies, you learn. This card is nuts. Great Limited card. Reconstruct History gets you value back, artifacts, and enchantments. You just get all of that. Wow. Artifact, enchantment, instant, sorcery, and planeswalker. I mean, in limited, you're probably, at best, probably just getting like an instant and sorcery, but are you really upset about that for 4 mana? I don't think I would be. And anything on top of that is like extreme gravy. So heated debate, probably my second pick after the Dream Strix. I do like Dina. I love, if you know me, you know I love Uncommon Legends. This card is really good. With all the pests and stuff too. Just really cool card. I like that. Another pest summoning. Resculpt's interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about that yet. So we got a Cultivate in here. That's obviously good. Manifestation Sage. 4 mana, 2/2. When it enters, create a fractal. Put X counters on it. Or X number of cards in your hand. This card's nuts. I think I'd slam the Sage. Cultivate might be next just because you can ramp and fix. Really good. Apprentice we already saw was nuts. I like the Rise of Exodus, actually. This is a cool card. I mean, it's expensive kill spell, but dual color, common, it exiles. Exile an instant or sorcery from a graveyard, and you get to learn. A lot of upside there. Onslaught, obviously good. This one's going to be tough to play. You really have to go off in turns. I love the Zoomancy, so probably just go slam that Sage. Opening a lot of packs here, I apologize. We saw this before, the Fervent Mastery, this draft. I don't really like the randomness of it. Seems a little bit harsh. And you kind of have to pay the full cost because the 4 is a little too good for your opponent, I think. Here, I'd probably take... This is kind of cool. I haven't gotten to play with this yet, but that actually does seem kind of good because there's a lot of it, all the Magecraft stuff, so it just punishes them. Mage Hunter might be the first pick here. I could see that being a first pick. I don't like Divine Gambit. Yeah, I'd probably go Mage Hunter, try it out. This card is insane. I think Lisette is clearly better than Valentine, but they're both really good. Menace Lifelink for a 1-drop, and it just spits out pests. Lisette, though, just seems nuts if you have the life gain aspect. I mean, obviously, you want to open it twice and get them both. But yeah, that Blood Researcher, this is a cool card. It's got Menace. If you have enough pests, ways to gain life, definitely good. The Apprentice. This is cool because you can just do little combat. It's any creature, so it's a cool little combat trick. Snakeskin Veil, we know is playable. Spirit Summoning, good lesson. All right. What else we got? All right, Hall of Oracles. I got a chance to play that. I think it's a great card in this format. Cultivator, search your library, basic force, so it just ramps and it's a 4 mana 3/4. That's definitely good. Or Island, really nice. Zephyr Boots are good. Pigment Storm, definitely good. Servant, certainly a playable card. 3 mana 3/2 is usually not exciting, but when you're playing against hyper aggro and you gain 2 on top of it, good card in certain matchups. I like the Rescuer. It's expensive for a 2/2 flyer, but it's a spirit, it's a relevant creature type, and you get stuff back from your graveyard to your hand. So good. Enthusiastic Study with the Learn. I probably first pick the... Could go Hall of Oracles, actually. You know, it's a free card in the deck. I wouldn't be opposed to that. Open to any archetype. They all have Magecraft, I think. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I feel like they all do. Maybe I'm wrong. I feel like all the mechanics are spread across all the colors here, which is also very good for deck diversity. But I'd probably go Hall of Oracles there, just because I think it's a great card. Spell lands. Scroll Wheel there. Instant and sorcery spells you control. Lifelink, that's cool. Beginning of your upkeep. Exile an instant or sorcery at random from your graveyard. You can cast it. If a spell casts it, so and then exile it. This card's sweet. Probably first picking that. I love this Professor of Symbology. 2 mana 2/1, but you get to learn with it too. Really good. Pigment Storm we saw already, good. Anything else we haven't seen? I don't really like the Dragon's Approach. It's pretty tough to go off and limited with this. And just 3 damage to your opponent for 3 mana is not so good. All these spells that require you, that give you value for each other cast that turn, I don't know. That seems tough to me to make work. Definitely go Scroll Wielder there. Baleful Mastery. So exile a creature or planeswalker. They can draw if you cast it for 2, otherwise it's 4. I mean, it's probably a pretty easy pick. Deadly Brew is cool. Someone played it. This card is actually really good. In response to their, I guess it's sorcery, so I mean, it makes them sack, so it's definitely good. And you can do it on yourself to get a permanent back from your graveyard to your hand. You know, it's just versatile enough at the cost to where I would say it's a very good card. Sometimes you can just sack a pest and get back your bomb creature they already dealt with once. I would say that's definitely worth it. Pledge Mage definitely seems good. 3 mana, 2/2. The fact that it can be mono blue and get counters, for instance, in sorceries, or mono green is quite strong. I like that. It's a good common. I love the Historian. It comes back. 2-drop. Spirit. It is a spirit, but I'm a little bit low on it. 2 mana, 1/2. Not quite good enough. Still love the Professor, and Remorse we played with already is good. I'd go with the Baleful Mastery, that pack, pretty easily. All right, Stone Rain again. All right, Draconic Intervention, 4 mana, can exile, as an additional cost, exile an instant or sorcery. It deals X damage to each non-dragon creature, where X is that mana's exile card's mana value. And then it would exile, and you have to exile this. A lot of exiling going on. Exile an instant or sorcery, exile all the creatures that die, exile this. Still cool. Board wipe, probably pretty strong, especially since you can possibly control it. So maybe you can make it one-sided a lot of the time. I almost like stuff more like this, more than like global board wipes. Really like that. The Lumimancer we saw already. Honor Troll, we haven't played with this yet. We played against it. Sweet card. Really cool. Love the picture. I usually don't pay attention to art, but it's hard to avoid the art on that one. So pick one. I think I just go Intervention. Board wipe. Really, really good. All right. Time Warp. Well, I guess that's an easy one, huh? All right, this Cal's Blood Mage in here too. This has a bunch of different effects you can do. You only get to choose one. I feel like most of the time you're probably drawing a card and losing a life, or creating a pest, but exiling a graveyard and a player's graveyard not probably coming up all that much. I think easily take the Time Warp over everything. Otherwise, I take the Blood Mage. The Pendant's interesting if you have enough tokens. Cheap equip that's pretty good. Vigilance and Trample. The Gruff seems pretty tough to play. If you have enough pest cards, maybe it's worth it. 2 mana, 5/4, but that's tough. Or you just pay extra, or you pay 5 mana for a 5/4. You know what? That's probably worth it. Prophecy, good lesson. Summoning, good lesson. And the Arch I'm kind of impressed with. We'll see how the format goes a little bit more with that. All right, what else we got? Another Conspiracy Theorist. Probably would take it again. Otherwise, Rip Apart, good removal. Although it is sorcery, but versatile. Creatures, planeswalkers, artifacts, enchantments. A lot of stuff going on there. Duress, good sideboard card. Not a great main deck card in my estimation. I actually think this one is kind of cool. I think this card potentially is very good. If you... It depends. Maybe it's a better sideboard card, but I feel like if you have enough pests, you can just sack a bunch of pests and just draw a bunch of cards. It's not bad. I don't think it's great, but I think there's situations where it can be excellent. Archivist, it's expensive, but maybe prevents you from getting milled out. Environmental Sciences, playable lesson, not terribly exciting. I'd go Conspiracy Theorist here and never look back. All right. Well, got that. Probably taking Eliminate. We've got Drought, so you gain life and... Okay. For 1 mana, it's actually kind of cool. This is a good trick. Yeah, it is a good trick for 1 mana. This is like a blocker, not that exciting. Effigy is kind of cool if you have stuff to make it go off. Make Your Mark, I think, is actually probably a pretty good card. 1 mana, potentially spit out a 3/2 and trade off with something. In response to your removal, get a 3/2 instead. Not bad. Brackish Trudge. This is a cool card. 3 mana, 4/2, but it intercepts, but you can get it back from your graveyard to your hand if you gain life. Good with the pests, and I do like the Tome Shredder. All right, last pack of the day here. Rushed Rebirth. So 2 mana, choose a creature, and the creature dies. Search your library for a creature with lesser mana value, put it on the battlefield tabbed. Kind of cool, a little bit situational. Umbral Juke is cool. It's instant speed too. This is a good card. Make them sack or get a evasive creature. I like that. That's some good modality there. I mean, if you have enough bombs, this isn't a card I'd want to build around early, but if you had a bunch of rares, I could see this being okay. But I don't think it's that great. Personally, I'd probably take the Umbral Juke here. I was impressed with the Shield Mage. It's a sweet flyer. Burying Books is playable. Removal. I like this big play. This is a good trick, too. 2 mana, they get +3/+3, and one of it's a counter that's permanent. It's really good. And the Amplimancer seems like a fine 2 mana 2/2 as well. So, and I love this Aether Helix. A lot of really strong cards in this set. Jeez, we're limited. A lot of really good stuff. I could see going Helix, but Umbral Juke, I think I'm gonna give the go ahead to the Umbral Juke just because it's monocolor. Probably a wiser pick. All right, I've spoken enough. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back for more. We'll see you for the next one.